Hey guys, welcome to game 3 of this weekend tourney of King Midas versus Yer. Spawning the left hand side is Yer this time. Spawning the right hand side is King Midas. So, game 2 is pretty one-sided. King Midas made Yer lead 3 times, waves 1 through 10. Yer kind of got back a little bit by making Midas leak a lot on 14, but Midas had like 11 workers and second speed at that point, so it's pretty much over economic-wise. Have to see how this game though. Both opening sprites, which is pretty standard. Non-standard would be ENT plus Ranger, which would leak sometimes to doubling, which Bias is anticipating, so he's going doubling against Sierra. Since Sierra has a sprite, he'll hold no problem. And once he does hold, he can go for a thin defense on 2, because sprites are pretty good on 2, since he's not expecting his ults or anything. Or even a strong send on 3, play pretty greedy, waves 1 through 3, or 2 and 3 at the moment. So you have to see what he builds. King Midas going for Aberration Basher plus Wings for splitting. He'll usually sell this first sling later on, so he can get DPS on this side. You're going for a single Basher, 95 value on wave 2, which is fine. Because most he can get is a single ling, but he won't even get that. King Midas saving up for 2 lings on 3 or more on 4, or maybe a 5 bomb. We'll have to see. And Yer saving up his gas. He didn't send on wave 1. He wants to force King Midas to build for wave 3 in anticipation of a bomb, which Yer will do, going for Zealot, and probably will definitely have a Ling, probably maybe 2, going for Spectre, thin defense on 3, which is good because the most he'll get is 2 Lings. King Midas still has splitting, and Spectre and Wander, 185 value for wave 3. So sees 1 Zealot. Ling split takes off 4 creeps, while Sprite can work on the other. He'll take off the creeps, work on the Zealot stun, but nope, Zealot dies. And King Midas goes up to 3. 3 workers, so not behind the slightest. Unless he chooses to cancel. If he cancels, he's probably... okay. So he wants infantry. So he'll be a little bit safer on 4, obviously. Probably go for a thin defense on 5, and turn this infantry into a pyro to be safe for waves 6 through 9, I suppose. You're also going for infantry, suppose a pyro with 3 workers, which is pretty good. So he doesn't have enough. So Yer doesn't have enough for the pyro this wave, so he'll have to build something for let's hold wave 5. So he's gonna go for the Wraith, which is good. So these 3 will be buffer units plus DPS until he gets his pyro. And King Midas will go with what he has. 245 value plus splitting should be good, with the sprite and infantry as his main source of DPS. Sees a medic send from Yer. I did not see that coming. So Yer, with his early 3 workers, sends a Zealot to make King Midas feel a little bit lax on wave 3, then sends Medic on wave 5. Kills the Medic though, infantry goes down, so does Spectre. King Midas only leaks 4. Could have been much worse, but the splitting I think really helped him out. And King Midas leaks 4 creeps. And that's about it. Let's see how much Yer gets for each creep. Gets 5 per creep, giving him a total of 20 minerals, but not enough for that pyro, so he'll go for the Aberration Pulverizer. Just in case King Midas decides to go for Medic or something on wave 6. And we'll have to see what happens. King Midas still has enough to go for the pyro, which is good. I'm just following the wing. But he's on 2 workers, so he's pretty far behind economically. We'll have to see what he does with this gas. If he decides to... Nope, he's decided to orb. Which is good if you're going for, I would say, a later pyro. If you go for a later pyro but continue to send, your opponent will kind of can kind of like just out eco you, and if you decide to save your gas bomb, you're losing a lot of income. So I agree with going for an orb early game if you're getting out this later pyro, which I define later pyro as not waves 4 and 5. So here going for a gate guard, going for a bomb on 8 mass lanes it looks like. We'll hold this no problem. And with the shadow ratio, definitely no problem. King Mai is going up to 4 workers, hasn't gone his first speed yet. So he'll be behind after Garrett gets his first speed. Oh, never mind. He's getting his speed now. Okay. So mass things from here. King minus 405 value with his power being his main source of DPS and tanking. See if he holds against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lanes. That's not enough to make him weak. So minus will probably hold, and DRC is nothing. And he'll obviously hold with 525 value. He's definitely expecting something on 8. So yeah, King minus will definitely hold, and Yer will as well. Now Yer's stuck on 3 workers. I'm not sure if he's gonna, he should know that something's amiss. I think the last time he saw a bomb, saw sends was like 4, so he should know that Maya's orbed, but does he know how much he orbed? That's uncertain. Goes for a cherub for Seraphim on wave 10. He's just now getting his 4th worker. Now King Midas only orbed once, I believe. Yes. So he's going for a 10 send. I'm going for a thin defense on 9 because he saw he spent all his gas on wave 8. Can hold this no problem with the pyro. And now King Midas is in a very good position. 5 workers for speed, 104 gas per minute. We need something more and it holds off wave 10. This won't do it by itself. Goes for Assault Villains instead of Zergling Savage. Assault Villains is will be more DPS and decreases armor. That combines Pyro and another debuff with Wraith, which is pretty good. Sub 550 hold sends 2 Immortals against Yer, but Yer I think will hold with the amount that he has. Double Immortal is good because the mortals themselves do the most damage out of the low tier auras, and if you destroy the first immortal, the second one will still give the boss the armor buff, so that usually makes a player leak, but Air has enough to hold it. Now he's quite behind in eco, going up to 7 just now. I'm expecting a bomb from Midas for a while. Midas, he's going for Zergling Savage, because he doesn't have a lot of tanking. Actually, he's only got Aberration and Zergling Warrior without the Savage for tanking. So good decision there. Both will hold this easily. And let's look at their ecos. Yer is ahead by 1 worker, which Midas will catch up to right now, but Midas has Pyro, while Yer still has not built his. But Yer has a little bit more tanking with his Wally Gate Guard, and he's building Terminators too, which will be good if they're Pulverizers for 13, or good if they're Obliterators for 14. We'll have to see. And going to 715 just in case. King Midas goes for a 12 bomb, but doesn't see it. Or I guess he shouldn't even expect it because he saw 2 Immortals on 10. If you see a bomb on 10, usually assume 13 gas bomb. King Midas also going for 2 Terminators for 13 or 14 expectation of gas bomb. Goes up to 8. Gear still on 7. So double pulverizer, definitely expecting something this wave. This year. Sorry, my bad. And King Midas going up to Mercurial, which I guess is good. For thinner defense on wave 13, I probably would have liked a pulverizer, but I suppose Mercurial is better than one single pulverizer for 13 gas bomb. It holds it no problem because here didn't send. Here going for Hellion, probably 1 to 2 ores, probably just 2 for like 14. And King Midas, see what he does. Did he orb again? Yep. Sorry I didn't catch that, guys. He orbed twice, in fact. Another improved targeting and then sub-cannons. So 3 total orbs. 1 orb waves 1 through 10, 2 more for safety on this wave. And he's now in a good position for wave 15 gas bomb. The first 3 orbs are basically just for safety, just in case he leaks a lot on this wave. And then he can counter gas bomb on 15 no problem. He doesn't have to worry about spending more gas to defend. So here you'll see we'll go up to 1,120 value to hold up wave 14, and King Mice will leak this with 955 value, leaking 4 creeps and 3 sends, but that's fine. Like I said, counter gas bomb on 15. Here we'll have to D up even more or go with what he has in order to hold wave 15 bomb if he's expecting it. So if you look to King Midas' SS, you'll see 100, 110 to 120 value. We'll have to see if he expects the gas bomb, because if you're not too familiar with orbing, if you look at that number just straight up, you'll think, oh, my opponent spent a lot of gas in order to hold wave 14, therefore I must not be getting anything in wave 15, so I'm free to join up. But that's not the case in this point, because Midas got his first orb waves 1 through 10. The second orbs were just to delay the gas bomb, which should have been on 13, which is now on 15. And here it goes to 1282 just to be safe. Anyways, and I think he'll hold. Yeah. Coops on this side go away, Megaline dies, and he holds. And this is a very interesting position now. King Midas now getting his 120 speed. And here getting his 120 speed and his 9th worker as well. So economic-wise, they'll be even. Unit composition-wise, King Midas has the Obliterator, which will not be as good as if you went double pull for wave 17. Mercurial won't be as good. He's got no tanking besides his Pyro, so wave 17 bomb could be devastating. While Gear has a lot of tanking, 2 pulverizers, and this soon-to-be Pyro, I hope, is soon-to-be Pyro. And King Midas will leak on wave 16. No, he does not, but it's a very thin defense, which is good for him because here doesn't have enough gas to bomb on 17 effectively. So we'll have to wait till wave 18 to see the bombs, but we'll see what they make on wave 17. There, if anything at all, which it should be, because none of them have enough. Well, Yer has enough, but King Midas didn't. So he's going for ENT pulls / buffer units. Sees that thing on 17. And now he'll probably be expecting something 18, same with Yer. So it all comes down to what they build for this next wave. And King Midas,
Upgrade complete.
Supply Depot cancels the worker, and I think he's going to build an apparition for DPS and tanking. Nope. He's going for the mass soul of villains, I believe. Huh. Okay. So not making any soul of villains, so just more buffer units. I think the soul of villains later, but wanderers as they are kind of useless. and here we'll see nothing. He expected something with 1760 value. And Midas will get a shorter than the stick, getting Mortal, Medic, Goliath, so 3 auras, Hellion, and a Titan Strider, and he's gonna leak. Pyro goes down, Obliterator goes down, Mercurial goes down, he leaks 9. See what Midas has. He's got 5 orbs for improved targeting. Now 6. Using up, oh well, not even, well, using up some of his gas, I guess, but he's going for a thin defense right now, orb-wise. Misses Hellion for a little bit, no problem. He's gonna kill with 18, no problem with his SS. Doesn't even have to upgrade any health, which is good. Here sees this. What is the response? His response is to upgrade to Harbinger, and he's definitely expecting something on 19. So, and King Maya sends a tank. Might have been a mid-send or just eco-send. In any case, here would think of a wave 20 send at this point. King Midas is completely fine due to Shadow Racial, and his unit composition is pretty good too. So for wave 20, he'll probably want a couple more solo villains and maybe another Deserving Savage. We'll have to see what he does. A couple more solo villains. And maybe Deserving Savage? I guess he doesn't have enough. But very low econ game. 242 gas per minute to 269. 10 workers to 10. And Mass Link from Midas versus nothing from Yer. Yer 2200 value should hold with 20 no problem. He'll counter gas bomb on 21. King Midas joining up now with 1800 value. So Yer's gas bomb on 21 is pretty intelligent. Normally when you if you hold for wave 20, you can join up freely for waves 21 through 23 anticipation for 24, but King Midas went for a very thin defense, very effective defense on wave 20. So he has less than 2,000 value, which means wave 21 is going to hurt him a lot. We'll have to see. Root Lord, double aura. Soul Villain's going to work, but don't think he has enough other DPS other than them. They're mostly debuffs at this point. But, ooh, very nice. Only leaks 4 creeps, the Brood Lord, and the Goliath, which I think his current orbs will be able to hold. Here, of course, doesn't leak. They'll be at 15 workers, while King Midas, thin defense with his orbs is pretty good, 1846. And he goes up to 13 workers. He'll be able to kill these quite easily and won't have to orb at all. So let's look at the gas counts. 400, okay, 500 for Yer, about 700 for King Midas. So King Midas has a 300 gas count lead going into 24, which I assume they'll both choose the gas bomb unless they choose to orb. But if they chose to orb to hold 24, you would have seen them orb by now. So they're going for 24 gas bomb war, and basically that 24 gas bomb war is you send Brood Lords, auras, mainly Brood Lords, 24, and see its better unit composition. And whoever leaks more usually dies, unless they orb a lot. And it's your unit composition or your unit value. Because if your unit composition sucks, you can still get 3,500 and probably will hold 24. But we'll have to see. Here's got a line of pretty good tanks. The Android, Hercules, and Forsaken one are your main tanks at this point. DPS wise, not so great, but I mean, doesn't have a lot of high DPS units. It mainly be this Mercurial and Disciple. But Kimai's, well, Soul Villains are good. I view them mainly as debuffs and support units, and others as more high DPS, but Soul Villains, I guess they're pretty good.
Upgrade complete.
DPS wise, they're decent. So, more building, Mice goes up to 560 gas per minute. Gears ticking on 527. So Mice is up by one worker. And wave 24, Gears sends a bunch of lings, a queen, a couple ores, Hellion. The Mice goes for the more traditional Broodlords, queen, whatever, mainly Broodlords. And we'll have to see who leaks. Mice sub 3000, Gear above 3000. Have to see who has better unit composition. Shadow Racial will help both players. And I think Gear has more buffer units, but not a lot of DPS that's good for 24. Mice leaks 12. Gear leaks, well, it says 14, but Broodlings increase that value, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Or like 12. Maybe there's a couple more that are hidden. Maybe the Hellion for 13. But King Mice has a better SS, 170, 173, 183, but no, Midas. I think Gear's buffer units really helped him out in holding wave 24 off longer, which caused Midas to lose first, but anyways, score is 2-1, Gear's favor.